Okay. Hello to all. I'm Dimitris. I'm a product manager at Skroutz. Today is a very special day for us because we're officially launching our very new product, Skroutz Food in Attica, with more than 1,000 restaurants. And we're really happy about this. While developing Skroutz Food, we faced several challenges, and that's what we're going to talk today, and we want to share this with you. At first, let me set the stage for you in order to make it easier to understand the context under which we faced these challenges. Skroutz is a well-established organization with more than 260 employees. We are divided in departments, and each department has its own teams. Now, teams and departments have their own goals. So with Skroutz Food, we entered a new market industry in which we had and we still have many unknowns on how this market works, what problems we would face, and how we should operate in this market. We also wanted to achieve a very fast time to market in order to get feedback for our product quickly and iterate on it. So let's explore these challenges together. Oh, this is a tough one. At Skroutz, we embrace code integrity and code quality. Our engineers are really tight with code reviews in order to assure that we will have a bug-free product with optimized performance. So tech excellence comes with a price of time, and time is something that we didn't have while developing Skroutz Food. So when you are working on a very fast-growing product as Skroutz Food, you realize that sometimes it is really important to deliver and deliver fast in order to break the ice and ensure and validate your business assumptions. So that's what we did, and that's why in this case we choose delivery speed. So that's because business needs are driving the product pace, and we didn't want to waste some time on tech excellence on things that we would probably have to rewrite again on product evaluation. Another thing is sticking to the plan. While developing the product and moving forward the product roadmap, we started exploring that we had many unplanned technical issues and incoming requests from stakeholders. Now, what we would normally do if we were working at Skroutz would be that all of these requests would be added to backlog, we would prioritize them, and probably add them to the next cycle. So, but that's something that we didn't do in Skroutz Food because we had to iterate quickly. So, what we did was we were very flexible on constantly reprioritizing our backlog and dealing with the most important issues each time that they arise. Of course, all of these things should happen in a protected environment that team's productivity and psychology should not be affected. So PMs should always have the whole picture of the product and ensure that each individual's needs and stakeholders' needs are in a balance in order to achieve a balance between productivity, planning, and product growth. Okay, at Skroutz we're working on a custom Agile framework that we call it Bicycle. What we have actually done is that we have taken different parts from different working frameworks and merged it in one in order to meet our needs. So every team have different needs in Skroutz, so every team is pivoting this framework in order to maximize its performance. What we did in Skroutz Food was that in the same project, in different parts of it, we developed it using a different framework each time in order to achieve the times that we wanted to achieve. Overall, we're using whatever is necessary in order to ship a working version of the product in the market and iterate on it. In my personal opinion, it doesn't matter how you call it, as long as you're working on the right product direction and you're building your product based on true user feedback. And at Skroutz, we're working with the KR's business model as well. So that means that each quarter, we're having goals and key results that we want to achieve. Skroutz Food needs were really special, and in order to achieve our goals, we had to include all of these goals inside the Skroutz business model. And when that happened, the knowledge would share across different departments, and the goals were also shared. So what actually happened was that the hat hacked actually Skroutz Food, and that was something really good to watch. So that was the short speech for today. Thank you very much. I hope I gave something to you. Feel free to contact us at any time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dimitri. Stay put. We have time for a couple of questions. Anyone? We have one over here.
Hello, my name is Marat. I wanted to ask on the flexibility, how often did you actually reprioritize the backlog? I mean, was it daily or was it some other interval? Thank you.
Okay. So when we started, we thought that prioritizing the backlog once probably in 4 days, because the incoming requests were a lot, it would be okay. But then after the first iteration of the product, that was just a black line that we internally sent free text to the restaurants and in order to test their tool. We realized that the incoming request and the feedback was that much that we couldn't handle it. So actually what we're doing right now is that we have to reprioritize it even once a day or even once in 2 days, because the feedback, you cannot handle it otherwise.
One more question for Dimitri.
So you mentioned that you merged a couple of parts from other frameworks into your own Agile way of working. Can you name some of the practices that you used into this merge?
Yes, of course. So we have taken parts of the Agile methodology that work really well for us, like stand-ups, retros, in order to improve the cycles, the backlog, the prioritization, and all of this stuff. But in some things that we have really tough milestones in order to achieve and that we couldn't move stuff on the next cycle, we have to take also some parts of the waterfall and actually include them in the Agile methodology. An example would be that, let me think which one of all. In the mobile apps that we're currently developing, we had a milestone to release them by tomorrow, actually. We have to publish them to the stores, so that was a tough pipeline. We worked with Agile methodology in cycles and daily stand-up in order to ensure that all team members were aligned and that we didn't have any blockers, but also putting a milestones and each team member's workload on an Excel or in a Gantt chart. It's something that it borrows parts from the waterfall methodology.
Great, thank you, Dimitri.
Thank you very much.